To it with breaking news, straight from ESPN, straight from the source. We have a new trade alert. This one took us all by shock. No one was ready for this. It hit us out of nowhere. Everybody just got the notification. We're just like, oh, everybody was going crazy. Welcome back to another episode of In the Streets podcast, where we take a deep dive into everything that's sports, music, fashion, movies, and nightlife. This episode is mainly going to be on what's popping right now in the NFL. There's been some crazy things going on, crazy trades, free agency signings, who's left, who hasn't signed with the team, who already re-signed. Before we get into our segment on sports and when it comes to the NFL, I want to run down my favorite segment of this show, which is what we got on, the fit. What's your fit? So, of course, you know me. I like to start with the shoes. On feet, I have the deconstructed Blazer Lows. They're one of my favorite shoes right now. They're an everyday wear. And by the way, everything that I say where I describe, I want to put in the link in this bio. So if you ever want to go shop or if you want to go look for these items, some of them are already sold out. So I'm going to do whatever I can. So that's my shoes. For my pants, I have just some active wear cargos from Target. I have a few colors I got put on by my little brother. And then also I was watching a YouTube video the other day. They went to go do a haul in Target. And they picked these up. And I was like, dang, yeah, let me go pick those up. There's $25 pants, cargos from Target. On my top, I have a vintage, or you can say it's vintage now, but Astros jersey when we had the maroon colorway. I believe this is 05-ish, the brick orange Astros colorway. This you might not be able to find unless you find somebody that's selling it. But this is one of my favorite jerseys I have, baseball jerseys. I have a collection of baseball jerseys. And then my top, of course, 90% of the time you're going to catch me in a hat. I might have one or two times where I'm not wearing a hat, but 90% of the time I'll be wearing a hat. This one, not many people have. I know you won't be able to get this one anywhere. But this is the Joe Fresh Goods. One of his first collections that he dropped was the Astros, the black with the brick. This is when we're in the World Series. He decided to design the Astros colorway. So it's one of my favorite hats that I have. I have a couple hats from Joe Fresh Goods, but always got to support our local Houston team. So mainly, most of the hats that I have are going to be Astros, but like I said, 90% of the time you're going to catch me in a hat. So I want to go into detail. I have, look at this, three pages of information that I want to go over. And without further ado, let's get right into it with breaking news, straight from ESPN, straight from the source. We have a new trade alert. This one took us all by shock. No one was ready for this. It hit us out of nowhere. Everybody just got the notification. We're just like, oh, everybody was going crazy. But this one right here was a trade from Kansas City Chiefs and Miami Dolphins. So the one and only Mr. Tyreek Hill, the receiver, the cheetah, one of the fastest NFL players in the league right now, got traded to the Miami Dolphins. And what they traded for him was crazy. My assumption is Kansas City couldn't afford to get Tyreek Hill. They had just signed, I'm going to go over it right now, but they just signed Juju Smith-Schuster, another solid receiver that they have. They already have Kelsey. Their running back core is solid. So I'm guessing they didn't have the money, first of all. And second of all, they just didn't really need him anymore. So they thought that getting rid of him would have been the best option for them. But they traded Tyreek Hill for not just one, two, but 3 draft picks in this year's draft. So they got the first round draft pick, which was draft pick number 29, the second round draft pick, and the 4th round draft pick. And then they did, for 2023, they did the 4th round draft pick and the 6th round draft pick for Tyreek Hill. And Miami Dolphins just got him a new contract, 5 years, $120 million with $73 million guaranteed. 73 G's. 73 million guaranteed. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of paper. But just some fun facts to go with those, because I'm gonna go over all the trades that recently just happened. That one, and we had to just get it out the way because it's breaking news. It just is fresh out the press. But little statistics that go along with those trades. Ever since that trade happened, Caesars Sportsbook, which is the betting over in Vegas, The odds of Dolphins going to Super Bowl was 70-1 before this trade. After this trade, their odds went to 40-1. And then for them to win the division, they were 35-1, went to 20-1. And then Kansas City, their Super Bowl odds grew from a plus 850 to plus 900. So if you know odds, if you know betting, you know what that means. Their odds for the division went from 500 to plus 400. So it made it a lot tougher for them. I guess the betting, the Caesars thinks that is not a good look losing Tyreek Hill. But I guess we got to find out when the season begins to see if it was a good move or a bad move. But let's go on. I'm gonna run down these through quick. These are the trades that went down recently as well. This is another big blockbuster trade. I know the trade happened. I didn't know the details or who exactly got traded or what was part of it. But this is a big, big trade. So it was the one and only Russell Wilson from Seattle Seahawks. He recently got traded to the Denver Broncos. So the Denver Broncos gave up Drew Lock, Noah Fant, first-round draft pick of the 2022, which is number 9 pick, 2023 first-round draft pick, 2022 second-round draft pick, number 40, 2023 second round, and a 2022 fifth round. So they gave up 5 picks, Drew Lock, and a tight end for Russell Wilson and a fourth-round draft pick. That's a pretty big trade. That's a lot of people for Russell Wilson. I don't know if it was too much or not. I know Russell Wilson is one of the veterans. He's a GOAT right now in the NFL, but Broncos they gave up everything that they have. They're putting all their money, they put all their chips into Russell Wilson. So let's see if that was worth it. Another crazy trade of Green Bay and the Raiders for Davante Adams. So the Green Bay traded a first-round draft pick, number 22, and a second-round draft pick, number 53, for Davante Adams. Another wild trade that went down not too long ago. He's been in discussion he asked for a trade 2 years ago. He's been in under heat for all these allegations that are on him. He recently they dismissed the charges, but Mr. Deshaun Watson himself was traded from the Texans to the Cleveland Browns. But what the Cleveland Browns gave up was only the second time in history that someone's ever traded this amount of picks for one person. They gave up 2022 first round, 2023 first round, 2024 first round, 2022 fourth round, and a 2024 fourth round. So this is the second time in history, my bad, that someone has traded 3 first-round draft picks for one single player. The last time to do it was the Cowboys and the Vikings for Herschel Walker. Oh, and then so it was for the Texans traded up. They gave up Deshaun Watson and a 2024 6th-round draft pick, which is nothing nowadays. Well, I don't know. Maybe you might get a sleeper player, but the 6th-round draft pick, those people give those away like they're candy. Another trade that went down, the Colts and the Washington Commanders for Carson Wentz. So the Washington received Carson Wentz in the second round for the 2022 draft pick. Colts received the 2022 third round, 2022 second round, and a 2023 third round. But if Carson completes 70% of snaps, that third round becomes a second round. So if Carson Wentz performs that the Commanders think he's going to perform, the Colts might get a better pick that way. So it might benefit in the future for Carson Wentz doing good. This is my team right now, one of my favorite teams, the Los Angeles Chargers. They recently acquired the one and only Mr. Monster, Mr. Beast himself, Khalil Mack. So in order for them to get Khalil Mack, they did a trade with the Chicago Bears. They gave up a 2022 second round and a 2023 sixth round. I was watching the press conference with Khalil Mack. He said it was bittersweet leaving Chicago. He was kind of stunned. He didn't really see it coming, but he said he looked through the lenses of the coaches, of the team, of the franchise, and he said it was the best move for them to do. So he's okay with it, and now he's pretty excited to play alongside Joey Bosa on the defense, and then also they have of course Herbert on the offense with Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Eckler. So they have a nice solid team right now. So I'm excited to see what the LA Chargers have in store this year. They missed playoffs by literally 3 plays by a field goal. They missed playoffs by a field goal last year, so hopefully they do better and they get to the playoffs. And they have a shot to be to contenders in this league. So we'll see what happens. And in a couple other trades that went down, Amari Cooper to the Browns. They traded. Cowboys traded for 2022 fifth round and a 2022 sixth round. They got Amari Cooper for a steal. So Browns now have Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper, Nick Chubbs, and so they have a solid team that's building in Cleveland right now. And that's with Baker Mayfield requesting a trade and Cleveland finally approved them to do the trade. So we'll see what happens. It's gonna be an interesting season. And then last but not least, Matt Ryan from the Falcons got traded to the Indianapolis Colts, and the Falcons traded, of course, Matt Ryan. The Colts received the Colts received Matt Ryan. The Falcons received the 2022 third round pick. So these comment down below. Let us know what you think. Were these trades good? Who's winning? Who's losing? Did Miami win this blockbuster trade for Tyreek Hill? I know Miami's stacked now, so I'm gonna go over who else they picked up. But they already have Gesicki. They have Waddle. Now they have Tyreek Hill in the back. In the running backs, they have Mostert. And then they have Chase Edmonds. And then the quarterback, Tugalua. Then they also have Teddy Bridgewater. So their offense is stacked right now. So maybe it benefited them. Who knows? We're going to see when the season starts. But their chances of winning are pretty high right now. And then they're in a division with the Patriots, the Jets. So we'll see. The Patriots, they won the division last year with Mac Jones. They got blown out. Oh, and the Buffalo Bills, of course, with Jared Allen. They got blown out to them, but it's gonna be a tough division for them to win. So we'll see how that ends up. Real quick, I'm gonna go over just a couple of people that got signed recently. So people that were free agents that got picked up, that were pretty shocking. A lot of them you weren't expecting that. No one was expecting it, but let's just run down. Like I said earlier, Chase Edmonds went to the Dolphins. Mitchell Trubisky went to the Steelers. Steelers picked him up. Christian Kirk to the Jaguars. I know Jaguars did a lot of offensive moves. They're pushing for they're putting weapons around Trevor Lawrence. So we'll see if that works out or if that benefits them in the long run. But they picked up Christian Kirk. Eagles picked up Harrison Reddick. Like I said, Dolphins picked up Teddy Bridgewater, so I don't know if he's going to start, if he's going to be on the bench, what's going on, but we'll have to see when preseason begins. Teddy Bridgewater, Fitzmagic, and Tugalua are just going to battle it out to see who gets a starting spot. Yeah, cornerback J.C. Jackson went to the Chargers. Evan Ingram went to the Jaguars. They needed a solid tight end. C.J. Uzma went to the Jets. He's coming from the Bengals, from the Super Bowl contenders. They were just at the Super Bowl. Zay Jones to the Jaguars. Another receiver from the Raiders. Marcus Williams went to the Ravens. Another corner from Saints. And then Randy Gregory from the Cowboys went to the Broncos. That one's been a lot of talks. Gregory I've heard has been talking a lot of trash about the Cowboys, about the organization. So it's gonna be pretty interesting on what happens if he's gonna do good for them or if he's just all talk. Russell Gage, a receiver he used to play for the Falcons. Went to Tampa Bay. He went back with Brady because everybody knows the GOAT came back. He retired for 2 weeks, and he's like, nah, that's enough retirement for me. I'm coming right back. I'm going to run it back, see if he's going to have another chance for another ring. But we'll see. We'll see if after last season he ended it against the Rams, and they had a solid shot to go to Super Bowl, but Rams ended that for them. Tyrod Taylor to the Giants. Texans, my hometown, Houston, you already know. We lost him. Tyrod, he did decent. He did what he had to do to be able to get signed to another team. But we had Davis Mills. He was in and out. Tyrod got injured. That kind of threw him off. So we'll see if that's good for Tyrod. But I wish him the best. I hope he does good. He's gonna be alongside Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes. So we'll see who gets the starting spot because Danny Dimes kind of fell off after last year, winning only 3-4 games. So we'll see what happens after that. Chandler Jones to the Raiders. Von Miller to the Buffalo Bills. He signed a 5-year contract for $120 million. So he's getting his check, but I don't know if Von Miller has another 5 years in him. He's already kind of up and down. He's injured a lot, so we'll see. I love Von Miller. He's one of the GOATs of linebackers, but he just won the Super Bowl with the Rams, so we'll see if that was a good pickup for the Bills. Raheem Mostert, the running back, went to the Dolphins. Allen Robinson to the Rams. Another receiver to the Rams. That's solid. But the only thing is they did lose Robert Woods to the Titans. Robert Woods signed with the Titans, so they no longer have Robert Woods, and also OBJ is a free agent right now. So they really only have Cooper Kupp And then they signed, of course, Allen Robinson. Miles Jack to the Steelers. Robert Woods, like I said, to the tight ends. Marcus Mariota. The Falcons picked up Marcus Mariota. Mariota Cart, whatever you want to call him, the GOAT from Oregon. Oregon's my college team, so if once y'all see later on, y'all are gonna know the Go Ducks. But Oregon is my team, so I'm always rooting for Mariota. He came from there. They have a lot of things named after him in Oregon, so I wish him the best there. He just came from he was playing alongside Derek Carr in the Raiders, so we'll see. Now that they lost Matt Ryan, they're gonna have to rely on Mariota, but they lost all their Calvin Ridley's out for a season. for betting. He was betting on his own team, so he got suspended for a year. They lost a Gage. They still have Cordell Patterson, but he's more of a running back than he is a receiver. And then they have Kyle Pitts for a tight end. So I don't know if in the draft they're going to look to pick somebody up or quarterback-wise or receiver-wise. I don't know if they're going to rely on Mariota, but this is going to be an interesting season. And then the last few is Darius Smith to the Vikings, Terrion Armstrong to the Dolphins, and then Malcolm Butler. They just announced this. Malcolm Butler is going back to his home with the Patriots. He was with the tight ends for a couple of years, and he just went right back with the Patriots. But a few interesting people to look after. These are free agents right now that still haven't picked a team or still haven't been picked up. So we'll see where they end up by the time the season starts or by the time the draft starts. But a notable one, a Super Bowl MVP, Bobby Wagner. He's on free agency. Jarvis Landry's the juice. He requested to get released from the Cleveland Browns, so they dropped him. He decided to do that after they picked up Amari Cooper, which I don't know if he didn't want to play with Baker Mayfield anymore or what the case may have been, but they just got Deshaun Watson, so I don't know if he's regretting leaving the Browns organization, but he's up for free agency right now. And then they got Julio Jones. He's a vet, so hopefully he gets picked up by somebody. Cole Beasley, the Buffalo Bills just dropped him. Like I said earlier, OBJ is a free agent. He did tear his ACL in the Super Bowl after scoring a touchdown, so it's kind of sad on his part, but we'll see who picks him up. Let's see how he recovers. I don't know if he's going to be a competitor. He's going to be able to compete at the highest level, but we'll see. I'm glad he won a Super Bowl before all this went down, but I am a big fan of OBJ. His style, the way he plays, he has a swagger to him that is just unmatched. He has a lot of haters, but OBJ I'm a fan, big fan. And last but not least, he's not a free agent right now, but they are looking to trade him. He did request a trade, and Brown said, yeah, we'll trade you as Baker Mayfield. So after Deshaun Watson came over to the team, he already wanted to leave. He was already crying and complaining, and he said he wanted more. He said he didn't like the organization and this and that. He was still playing the victim, but he requested a trade, and Browns approved it. But it looks like right now no one's really interested in Mr. Mayfield. So we'll see if he gets picked up. But yeah. This is Industry Sports. This is NFL edition. We were gonna have go more in depth into NBA, March Madness, things like that. But because so much stuff happened in the last 14 days, the last 2 weeks in the NFL, this had to be its own episode. We already know this one's gonna be pretty long. So, and when we wanted a breakdown of all the trades, of all the free agencies, of all who's left, all the people that got signed. What do you think was the craziest trade? We went over 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 different trades that went down last week within the last couple of weeks. Anything can happen now. So let's see if Dolphins can take over and dominate with Tyreek Hill, or is the Broncos going to be a competitor with a stacked division? Broncos have a stacked division with the Raiders, the Chargers, and then the Kansas City, of course. So they have four solid quarterbacks in the division. So we'll see. It's going to be super competitive. We'll see who wins, who comes out top. I'm rooting, of course, I'm going to go ahead and let it be known before the season starts, before the draft. I'm riding with the Los Angeles Chargers this year. So I'm a big Herbert fan. Like I said, I'm an Oregon fan. So he came from Oregon. He went to the Chargers. He became the Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. He broke the record for most touchdowns by a rookie in his rookie season. So let's see. He has a lot of potential. Like I said, last year he fell short by a field goal to Derek Carr and the Raiders. So I'm excited to see what happens. But Thank you for joining us in another episode of In the Streets, where we take a deep dive into everything that's sports, music, fashion, nightlife, and movies. Until next time, we'll see y'all. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Spotify, Apple Music. We'll see if we go on more platforms. But y'all have been showing us so much love. Can't wait to see what's in the future, what we have in store. But thank y'all so much for showing so much love. Let's get Instagram, In the Streets podcast. Let's get the Instagram to 100 followers. I think we're 4 short as of right now. So let's get it there and then just subscribe, show love. Thank you for everybody that has been supported so far, and we love to see you in the future. Deuces.